done. It's our season finale. Not finally. Bubba lied to me on how to spell finale, and
I helped
made me look
you.
like a fool. But Kate helped me. Kate's trustworthy and true.
Well, I'm better at spelling. I don't know why you'd ask.
I'm gonna give you my thoughts here. So we put this as episode 199.
Oh, come
because
on.
just shh, don't sway him, okay? We put this at episode 199 because the three of us have done 199 episodes together. That is also including when we were all together and started on the Arcade podcast. We did about 50 episodes there. My thought is to go ahead and jump to 199, come back at 200, and then continue to go forward. But Kate and Bubba think that it shouldn't happen like that. It's not the way it works.
Present my case when you're done.
And I think, like, if I'm going to compare this to comic books, if a series goes through and has, we'll say, 50 issues, it starts a new team and comes back at number one. I've seen several comics when they get close to that, like, 200 total number, they will jump to the other number that they should have been at had they not started over back at one. So with that said, I think we continue 199, 200, and forevermore. Go ahead, Kate.
Well, I will counter the argument with the fact that this is not a comic book. This is a podcast. You said some people have done it, and I said who, and you said nobody. You couldn't name anyone.
No, I said lots of people. I said like
you said lots of
like
people,
who, and I said the comic books.
But okay, so the example, the example didn't land. You can't just combine a number of episodes of two different podcasts into one. Because what if somebody like John Brady or whoever listens to all these episodes goes back and is like, what? There was only 100 and
yeah, for sure. It's
whatever
confusing,
episode.
But it's fine.
Why?
It's not that confusing if you listen. If you actually listen to the episodes, you've heard me explain my thoughts before. So I say we do it this way. I appreciate both of these testimonies, and we'll take the evidence. Yeah, we'll let Brother Mod decide.
Okay, he can think about it.
See, yeah, Luke's with me.
No, but you can't just look at. What if you're like, hey, we're gonna do. What if it's any other thing, and suddenly there's a number difference of 50? It makes no sense for two things that are unrelated. Different podcast title, different way of doing the show, completely different show altogether, different podcast network, and lump it all into one.
I'm gonna let Brother Mod decide.
There would be two. There would be two different podcasts: a free play podcast, and then the three of us causing chaos for a set amount of hours. It doesn't matter if it's still us. If I joined KSM again and we all started a new band and it was all the same people, we wouldn't say that we've done all these shows as KSM.
Different.
How is it different?
We're doing the same dang thing.
No, but KSM would be doing the same thing.
Nah.
But with different songs.
That's different.
I would use my same drum set.
I disagree. Your drum set's tainted from that guy, that delivery guy. Or that, whatever he was. What was he?
The garage door man who put
garage
in the garage
door
door
man,
who touched my drums.
Yeah, that's him.
So everybody just think about the arguments. If you would like to weigh in, feel free to do so. Just give some evidence and thought as to why, not what Luke said, which is I'm with Matt, to be honest. Why are you with Matt? What is the weight? Just because he lives by you and you think he won't invite you over for dinner or whatever you guys do? If
That's exactly right.
He won't invite you over if you don't side with him.
Well,
because you're considering the change to as more a rebrand. No. Let me
see.
No,
I
Brother
like comic
Mod.
books.
Matt wants to combine. And for Matt, it's all about the numbers. He wants to get as high up
Oh,
as
it's not
possible.
about the numbers. It's
he
not
wants
about
to get
the
as
numbers.
high up.
It just makes sense to me.
He wants to hit that 200 so that next year, in 2 years, we'll hit 300 and we can have another big party and give away.
Nah. Yeah, they want a big party, so there you go.
Hey, it's not happening. Today's not the party. Today's not the party.
All right, we've decided to go ahead and do 199, 200.
No, we have not decided that.
The chat did too.
We have not decided that.
I don't think that we did.
Bubba, you missed your chaos.
Hey, someone's at the front door.
Someone's at the front door. Come in.
Oh, I see what Brother Mod's saying now.
So Matt thinks arcade to free play was less doing a new thing and more just a rebrand. Yes, like.
But does that mean you don't start all the numbers all over? It's a different thing.
So here's the thing. Like it's you can start.
You're breaking.
You can start all the polls you want. The thing of it is that it's super insider baseball. Like that's really what it comes down to. If you
listen to the podcast, you'll know.
I'm gonna write it here. Luke, how many episodes of the arcade have you listened
to? You can't listen to them.
0.
Exactly. So then if they don't exist...
You can listen to one episode of the arcade.
Okay, hold on. I'm writing to Luke in the chat like he can't hear me when I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah, don't tell me.
Luke, how many episodes?
Ashley, how are you feeling? How you doing?
Ashley,
No,
what do
thank
you
you,
think we
Ashley.
should do? Ashley
Probably would be the one. She's listened to probably all of them.
Brother Mod, which provides the most continuity? Not combining the numbers, because this is a continuity of free play only.
Oh man, the break's over. We gotta get
no,
this thing rolling
Ashley,
here.
Ashley.
Yeah.
If you heard all
Ashley
the
finish.
arguments, Ashley, just think about it, and then you can send me personally.
Still
I'll
makes
give you my
sense to me.
direct email and cell number. You can send me.
I honestly like.
Yes, she's with me. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
she's with me. Get Ben.
Here's the deal. It's ultimately going to come down to Coker, who's going to be taking over the audio stuff. He's going
Thanks,
to be doing
Ashley.
podcasts. So
It's still gonna be 200 in my heart though.
you get
Okay,
tattooed
so-
on your heart.
So you can send.
It's gonna be
Coker your
confusing now
argument.
because we've done the
No,
last 10 as the higher numbers, and
No,
then
we
we're gonna
haven't.
jump back.
We have not.
Every time we've gone live, we've had both, at least the higher. We've had the higher number.
If-
Not everyone
If
that
you
is
go
listening
back
now,
and look at the feed,
Matt.
we've already listened here. We have 30 plus
Matt.
people listening weekly and watching weekly that have seen the higher number, and these are our dedicated fans.
you can't prove that.
Your
I can, they're
dedicated
here.
fans are saying to do the normal numbers.
No,
Have both numbers. Matt, here we'll have two feeds. One feed is Matt's.
I'll do my own.
And who even knows what it's going to be?
Yeah, we'll start off at 1. That's a better idea. See, that's a best
Yeah,
idea.
start over.
from
all the
right
way.
from scratch. We're gonna rebrand completely.
This coffee
Yeah.
is like flowing
All
through my
right,
veins.
let's start it. Press
We'll call
the
it
button.
Moon Knight.
Nerds, my name is Bubba Stalkup, and you're watching and/or listening to the Free Play Podcast, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. And join with me, as always, is not Matt. It's Kate.
Yep,
Kate is
here I am. I'm here.
We had a whole thing planned, a whole thing. This was going to be our 200th episode together. This was
Yeah.
really cool. It was a season premiere.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a pinata.
A piñata.
Yeah.
We were each going to have one. Are we still going to do that? I would love to have a piñata.
I think just I'm gonna have one. Actually.
Okay, just Kate.
Like,
All right.
Yeah.
I'll just get candy. Anytime you hit it and candy falls out, I'll just reach into my bowl and get a Mr. Buttersworth or something. Yeah. The most candiest candy of all. Hey, so like Matt is not here. He actually is on the road. Nope, he's in the air. He
In the
was on the
air, in
road,
the
but
air.
he's in the air. He's on his way back to his house from Fresno, California. And so he's not here. And to make matters even worse, we just came back. This is our first show back for the season. No show next week.
Well, okay, we didn't know. Well, I guess we did know
We
because
could have looked at a calendar.
it was the
yeah.
dates.
We
I
could've
tried to
just looked at a
defend us
calendar.
there, and it didn't work.
Nerds, my name is Bubba Stalkup, and you're watching and or listening to the Free Play Podcast, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. And join with me for 200 or so times,
What?
more or less, give or take, Maddie Wambier
Hello,
Congratulations.
everyone. Hi.
and
Go ahead.
Catherine Katawaki.
Hello.
Who's missed the most episodes? That's what I want to know. Is it me? Was it Bubba?
think it
That's
was
what
me.
I. Yeah,
Really?
you did
Yeah,
miss
I had a
2 months
stretch.
straight. Yeah.
I had a stretch where
Yeah. Well, Kate and I remember we had some real. Don't
Oh,
go
that's
back and listen to
right.
those
That's
episodes.
right.
Yeah.
You remember,
Kate
you
had a
remember
mental
the,
block there.
the 30-minute
was-
episode? I
Yeah,
remember the
that's
30 minutes.
What's
pretty
wrong
good,
with
yeah.
a 30-minute episode?
Nothing as far as I'm concerned. That was
We
a really
didn't
good
have
day.
anything else
I
to
had
say.
so
We
much
were
done.
done.
Oh, it was
After
very
that.
apparent, yeah.
After that.
Well, hey, speaking of all of that, and by all that, I mean none of that.
This
Free
is
play.
all that.
Hoo-wee.
Oh.
Is it Nick? Are we going back to Nick?
Nick, Nickelodeon. Go ahead.
Okay, so we've been podcasting together. I think we decided for so many years, and so
Yeah.
exactly
A set
so many
amount.
years.
A set amount.
we need a record keeper is what we need. Like someone who's like a historical record keeper for us. It writes
Or a
things
better
down.
Google search that will
Yeah,
tell
I
us.
mean the
Yeah.
internet.
I'm out.
And over that time, we've had people that have been there for all of it. We've had people that have been there for some of it. We find new people along the way. We lose a couple of people along the way. It's a thing. People
Some
weave
haters.
in and out of stuff. Well,
Some
just
haters.
people who have life that happens.
Yeah, yes, haters. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That.
But here's the thing: like we enjoy the journey. We enjoy taking you guys along with us. And you would think You would think that after probably one season, we would run out of things to talk about. I don't know how we have not, if I'm being completely honest with everybody here. But we haven't. And so thank God for that. And here we are at 200-ish episodes together.
We did it.
So, Matt, what's a brief history of our life before free play?
Our brief history?
Yeah, a brief history.
I did not write this down in the notes for the show.
podcast-
Yeah, I know. I wasn't
All
ready
those
for this.
ideas.
Before this, the three of us were on a podcast called the Arcade Podcast, part of the Game Church Podcast Network. That sounds right. Game Church
Something like
Podcast
that.
Network.
Yeah.
And Bub and I actually started there with Jake Brooks, who he is around sometimes still. Bub and I had never met, and we were thrown into a podcast together. I didn't really have a real microphone back then. Bubba was angry about it. We worked it out. It was no problem.
What did you start out with? Hold on, pause, because I
had no idea, man.
I don't have room for a lot of negative memories in my life, and that seems to be
it was
one
probably
that I
like
blocked out.
it was like earbuds or something like that. Like nothing awesome. Nothing awesome.
Earbuds.
Like, I didn't know what I needed. I didn't know what I needed to be honest with you. I was just kind of like, I could be a personality, no problem. But
You could be the
look at me
talent,
now,
but you weren't a
Mom,
gear
I
guy.
got a real microphone and whatever. So fast forward, say what, like 25 episodes or so, Jake decides to call it quits and you do other things. And so I said, hey, we should bring Kate on. And Bubba said, who? And I said, oh, Kate.
Yeah, no.
And he's like, okay. And then so Kate happened on the scene, and it was
That was so unheard of Bubba to let someone that he doesn't even know
he
come on the
trusted
podcast.
me
with
as a
him.
thing.
No,
Which-
it's not, because that was
No.
my entire life. Like, that's all I had known up to that point was Brooks telling me, oh, hey, because it was actually me, Brooks, and James Green. And then Green stepped away. And so it was just Brooks and I, and he brought Matt on. I was like, okay.
Who's this
And
guy
then-
with his iPods, earpods,
Yeah.
ear holes?
No, it was an iPad. I hate it.
No, I was not an iPad.
You held an iPad up to
iPad?
your face.
I did not.
he
Get
didn't
out
do
of
that.
here. I didn't have an iPad.
And then when Matt was like, oh yeah, I've got Kate. Like, if anybody was under any misconception that I was in charge or ran anything,
I thought you were in charge.
well, you learned
Yeah,
very
I
quickly
mean,
that I wasn't. And
So
so,
he's in
like,
charge of some things.
but anyway, like, yeah, Matt's right. He just was like, hey, here's Kate. And this has been my life. Is like,
I mentioned it before. I said, hey, I think it would be a good idea. And you said, I don't know who that is. And I said,
yeah, I said
she's
not
great.
a million multiverses.
Yeah.
Well,
I said,
then you
"She's
sorted
great."
it out. I think you sent me an email. I should look for that email.
Yeah, you should.
The only thing I knew about Kate was that she had this profile picture of her, like it was a cartoon Kate with a chicken sitting on a couch playing a video game. That was
No,
all I
that
knew
was
about Kate.
that was
That
much.
was-
That was
that was-
afterwards.
I don't know. That was one of my profile pictures. It was really cool.
That was my first thing. I was like, I think I've seen her around, but I don't know.
There was no
sure.
actual. There was no real face.
I'd never heard her talk ever, ever.
Well, it's fine. It worked out. Hey, fast forward many years and we're still together. Look at us now. It's no problem. We have a real
now,
microphone and whatever.
Now,
Kate's got a
started at the
voice.
bottom, and Bubba brought us here, and Matt and I just sat there and said,
No,
where do we plug it in? That's what-
Because this is like this actually goes in pretty well to my fondest memory. One of my fondest memories here, and I know we're going to talk
Is this
about
the one?
this.
Is this the big one?
This is the one that what I was most surprised because we just mentioned like we barely knew Kate. Like she was doing social media sort of for Game Church, right? Like
Yeah.
you just kind of started doing it, and
Yeah.
you seemed cool. And we had probably done 10 episodes at the time, maybe, before we found out your Disney past.
This was one of my memories, Matt.
Man.
Sorry, you shouldn't let me go first then. Like, for those of you that don't know, Kate was in a Disney band.
Well,
She
maybe
was
my
a
angle was-
drummer
maybe my
for a
angle's different.
Disney band, KSM, if you didn't know. And when I found
Not
that
the
out, I was
terrorist,
like,
the band.
who in the world, like, who did we get on this podcast? Like, who is this? Like, we just thought you were some, what's the female equivalent of Joe Schmo?
Jane Doe.
Jane Doe, some Jane Doe
Doe.
here, like, but she's like she was famous. She toured with
No,
the
that's
Jonas
not
Bros.
true.
She had her own free contacts from touring, and she had a Nintendo DS from touring.
A Wikipedia page.
Wikipedia page. Like she had fans on YouTube making like documentaries about the band, and I'm like,
No.
I was shocked, and I remember like going down to Aaron afterwards, and I was like, let me tell you what this is. Like I just let it all out. I was shocked, and it gave me a little shook.
It did not technically happen on the arcade. It absolutely happened on the arcade.
It did, but that's part of our 200 episode time of reflection that we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny
remember that
you,
feeling.
It's really funny that you say that, and my take on the situation was different. So it's interesting you bring that up because, and this is one of my fondest memories because I thought that Matt already knew somehow. This is not a thing that I just bring up in conversation. Like, hello, nice to meet you. My name is Kate. I was in a Disney band 10 years ago. Great.
I would lead with that every time.
Every time.
In that episode, I thought that Matt was already like aware of that, and Bubba was the only one finding out because Matt remained calm and collected, and Bubba was like, "What is this?" And I felt really good. This is why it's one of my fondest memories, is because Bubba was shocked, and there's not a ton of stuff in the world that shocks Bubba in this way. So just reflecting back on it, I feel so good and like,
Kate,
man,
you got me.
I got him good, and I didn't even bring that up. So maybe Matt brought it. Somebody else brought it up. It wasn't even me. So my fondest memory is like shocking Bubba. That's my fondest memory, and that just happened to be the route that it took.
You continue to do that regularly. Kate,
what with
just
what
with your life,
but not like that though.
Oh no!
That was
not
like
a Disney level shock, and more like I tripped in a koi pond shock. Yeah.
The koi pond. Ah, wow.
Bubba, do you have a favorite memory?
That's a different one.
Favorite memory? Oh, I just love them all. You know.
You didn't think about it before we started.
I did not think about it before.
That's fine.
But I have a least fond memory.
You can't keep doing
this. What's a least fond memory?
The one chip challenge.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
was the gift that kept on taking.
I'd do it again.
That's what a lot of people submitted as their favorite free play moment was.
Well, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum.
It was so good. It was so good. Oh man, I would do it again.
So elaborate a tiny bit on that for anyone who maybe started listening after that point or who didn't catch that episode and doesn't know what you're talking about.
Well, you should go back and experience it because it's a thing.
It's probably clipped somewhere here.
Yeah, I think it's clipped on Twitch.
It is.
Matt, the beautiful idiot that he is, he volunteered him and myself.
I would
also
never.
actually volunteered Kate as well, but Kate
I would
was
never.
Like, no,
I said no way. I would
it.
never do that. So leave me alone. Is what I said.
Volunteered all of us to do this, and I was like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. I didn't want to do it. I tried to get out of it.
You should have done like me.
You didn't really try that hard.
I tried behind your back to get out of it, and Anna told me to do it, and so. And she already talked up with my kids and all sorts of stuff. Like everybody was like jazzed about me doing this one chip challenge. And it was like, I was sweating before because it's hot in here, but like it gives me just a slight bit of anxiety thinking about it because that chip didn't taste great.
No, that was honestly the worst part.
That wasn't the worst part.
No,
that was the worst part. No,
it tasted like death. It tasted like absolute death.
No, that's fine.
Oh.
That's
Kyle,
fine.
back me up.
The
you guys,
aftermath. I had the hiccups immediately. Immediately had the hiccups. We had a little pint of, I think I had Haagen-Dazs ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and milk and all sorts of stuff, and it was terrible. I remember getting done with that and having it felt like icy hot was going through my body, and I mean all the way through my body.
You said you were in the bathroom for a long time after.
For several days.
You went straight there.
For me, my stomach just burned. Like I didn't want to have hot lips. It happened.
Speaking of MASH, hot lips hooligan over here.
Yeah, the taste was terrible, and then my stomach you could feel it burning in your stomach, and you're like, I would do it again though.
No, absolutely not.
I would still never do it.
I heard
I'm proud of my
2022's chip is.
Yeah, that's the sound of my heart exploding.
No, I would do it for sure.
Well, so then Coker Radio Matt decides that he's like, oh, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, don't.
Big mistake.
Don't do it. Why would anybody want to do that? And he goes,
let
it'd be great.
him.
And then not only did he do it, but then they were like, oh, well, we're going to ask questions and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like,
he upped it.
Why would you do that? And then he did it again. After knowing what happened, he did it again.
Well, you give the fans what they like,
No,
I think that Coker is made of like tougher stuff than what we have here. Look at his podcast going and his show going like 500 episodes.
I said I would do it again.
Yeah, but would you do everything that Coker did? I don't know. Maybe you should.
I think Kyle sums it up really nicely here because he's done it at least once. I think he's maybe done it twice.
Oh, he
at least once.
About died.
It tastes like Darth Vader's crunchy ashes straight off the pyre. Yeah, 100%.
That's my favorite Dorito flavor. Yeah,
I love that description.
But like legitimately, I was not about like, oh, let's wait and see how long we can go without taking any drink or anything like that.
It was. I had to. You had to, man.
I was actually fine for like a little bit, and then it set in, and there was no going back. I thought I was dead. That was it.
Well,
you were.
You've overcome, and you've made it here to this moment where we can reflect on it with good thoughts.
Very proud of you. So that was your favorite. Gotcha.
That was my least favorite. I think I have a favorite. Okay. Do you guys remember the episode where I think it was a Halloween episode where we all dressed up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dress up fairly often.
And someone had no hair when they took their hat off. Is that the memory?
Oh, no, it's one of my least favorite. No. You took my memory and you ruined it.
I thought that's what you're referring to because I have it written down here. Halloween episode where Matt was bald. That's one that people liked.
Surprise.
See, again, I have this habit of like blocking out negative things to make room for happies.
Well, maybe there was another one where we dressed up where Matt didn't do that.
I dressed up with a flying squirrel. Was that one?
There was
maybe it was that one.
What was the episode where we all three of us dressed up like kind of as a similar thing?
That was a Halloween. We all had onesies. I was Horpins.
Yeah, and I was Flying Squirrel. There it is.
I was Bugs Bunny.
And okay, so we have that. We have one chip challenge. We have
I hate that you shaved your entire head.
It's okay. Hey, I'm gonna read. Is it okay if I read one from Ashley?
Yeah.
Yes, read one from
our very own Ashley Gwaltney,
please.
Our very own Ashley Gwaltney. Probably our in our top 5 number 1 fans, right?
Probably.
Top 5 fans.
I would say so.
Top 5 number 1 fans. Absolutely.
We have lots of number 1 fans. All right. So she wrote, free play has been a highlight in my life. Free play has been a highlight in my life.
Can you sound more like her?
Despite being someone who is not a gamer and who just sort of dips her toe in nerd culture, I love listening to Matt, Kate, and Bubba blather on about any old subject. Usually, if I'm listening to something and I laugh out loud, Chris knows it's the Free Play podcast. I don't know what they're talking about half the time, but Kate's random stories about wild animal mishaps, the fact that Matt basically teleports straight from to the Free Play recording from the 90s each week, and Bubba's intense passion for literally any subject that comes up culminates into something that brings a lot of joy to my world. I never miss an episode. Keep up the good work, you turkeys.
Oh,
am I from the 90s?
Gobble.
Was
that from the 90s?
The 90s. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'll add on to some of the other number 1 fans that we have besides Ashley. Ashley is a very unlikely number 1 fan. So that's why I think she's because she is. She
could have better taste.
She could, but she chooses to spend time with this instead.
Yeah.
I would say Kyle Matthews is another number 1 fan. I would say John Brady is another number 1 fan who has listened to every single episode of the Free Play podcast and the Arcade podcast with the 3 of us.
Matt hasn't even done that.
I haven't even done that.
No, I've heard them all. The ones I was a part of. I heard all the ones I was a part of.
There's some crazy OGs.
Oh, and yeah,
like
Luke listened to all of them too. Luke went back and listened to everything.
Oh, did you? Oh my god!
But not the arcade. He did not
the arcade though. So not until you've listened to all the arcade do you become.
No, don't listen to those, Luke. They're horrendous, and you'll just be sad about it.
You want to listen to me?
So we have
I got them right here.
We have a lot of
again.
Don't you dare.
All right, what else you got, Kate?
A lot of people's memories. Brother Mod said, I don't want to say it.
Okay, his favorite memory is one of the worst ones is of me trying to save those baby birds, but then I accidentally got them all murdered. You remember? That was like
do.
this last year or beginning of this year. Oh my gosh.
I have another memory. I'm gonna squeeze in here.
Yeah.
When who was it, Matt? Was it you or was it Aaron that tried to save the turtle?
It was me. It was
Yes.
me, yeah.
Yes,
And you
that's a
dropped it?
brilliant one.
I
The
dropped it
snapping
right in my
turtle.
head. Yeah, I just dropped it right in its head.
And you said the
So
show
many
was
times.
cracked on him.
No, it was not cracked. I never said that. You're dreaming here.
I don't
We don't
know.
condone.
I
like,
one time tried to
animal
save
abuse.
a snapping turtle from the road, and it did not want to be picked up, and it scared me
Why would you
over
pick
and
it
over.
up?
It kept
Birthday monies.
snapping at me.
Birthday Menace is another good one.
It
Yeah,
kept
my grandparents.
I'd never
There's a
touch
lot
that
of
snapping turtle again.
Rocks Rock.
there's a lot of things.
Rock for real.
Brother Maud once said for me to read what he said exactly how he said it, because he said it was the story Kate told about finding a nest of baby birds above her window and the wholesale and wanton slaughter she committed immediately thereafter.
Wholesale wonton.
You know, I did not kill the birds in that way. They died at the end of the day of natural causes. See, I am shocked, I guess, at how people find this entertaining, this show, and they like remember things about it. Like the birthday money, as Kyle just said, Kate's hot takes. It lasted one
They
episode.
remember way more than I remember.
I
about
forgot
it.
about Kate's hot takes, even though it was my show that I said was going to take the world by storm.
It did
So
that one time.
One where I had my grandparents on. Well, that's because it was my grandparents.
That was a good one.
I have to say that when not too long ago, just a few short episodes ago, when your pops was on, that was so good.
That was really good.
It was so good.
So notice none of this is really about anything that we talked about of any substance to do with the
No,
podcast.
it's
It's just the
wonderful.
moments in between the
It's
snapping
moments in our
turtle.
life.
Let's make
I
some
think-
merch about the snapping turtle.
Our highest, I think our highest like listened to episode, the most listens on it, was one we did about music.
Oh yeah, that was a good
Video
one.
game music? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Horpins was
Well, that's okay. Horpins was good,
Not
but in terms
statistics, not
in my heart,
statistically
though.
speaking.
In my heart,
Oh,
very
got
high.
it, got it. Oh,
Very high.
Right.
No, I think like Horpins has been one of those jokes that's just kind of lasted forever. And if you don't know what Horpins is because you're newer, it was my horse in Red Dead that I tried to keep alive the whole time. And it didn't happen.
there was a lot of drama surrounding that horse.
A lot of dead horses, that's for sure. A lot of dead horses. Rest in peace, Horpins and Bob Merrily.
I forgot about Bob Marley.
Dude. They're all dead. They're all
It's so
dead.
good.
Bob
It's
Marley.
gold, absolute gold. A
Yeah,
couple
we should
other
make
things.
a shirt. You know that shirt that has like a name and a name and a name, and it says "and that." Just put all the names: Horpins and Bob Marley and Dude and.
I need to figure out all the other names. I forget them all. Towards the end, I was like, Glue. Yeah, Glue was one of the names. There you go.
Yeah.
Glue.
Ugh.
Yeah, at that point, we knew it was over.
yeah. That horse had a destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Somebody also put the first episode where we shifted the show to Twitch.
Yeah, I liked that one. I'm
Yeah.
glad to be doing it on Twitch.
That's the one I was so excited that I gave myself a migraine, and then my head
That's
was
right.
killing me the whole time we were doing it, but I tried to overcome.
Oh, yeah.
You
This
didn't.
too shall pass. And then the episode where it was actually a season finale where I left halfway through. Frost was filling in for Matt, and I left the two of you to do it on your own.
Like we know how to do that.
Sink or swim.
Well, I'm
or
sorry.
sink.
I wasn't a
We-
part of that episode. Why'd you
No,
leave?
you weren't.
Well, if you would watch or listen to the episodes afterwards, then you would know about these things.
I've already talked to you.
He left
This
and he didn't
was
come back. So Luke and I
2
did our
seasons ago.
best to like wrap it up and do it was like the whole topic section and the outro that we had to do by ourselves. And we could see Bubba's empty chair there, and we're like, is he coming back? I hope he comes back because I don't know how to turn this off or do anything.
Did you have diarrhea?
No, I actually had to take care of a family matter.
Oh.
And
Yeah, so how
okay.
dare you, Matt?
Yeah,
How dare you assume it was diarrhea?
I'm gonna be real. I wish I would have been diarrhea. Like that would have
Okay.
been, yeah, that would have been better. And so many other things, so many other countless things that we like embarked on, and all sorts of stuff. If there's something that you want us to do, if there's something you think would be fun to do,
Not
this
the chip
season,
challenge.
Two
You
chip
guys aren't
challenge.
doing it
Two chip
anymore.
No, I'm not doing
Something
chips.
different, something fun, like very free play ish.
I don't need chips at all anymore, just in case. But let us know. ! Producer in the chat. Hit us up. Let us know some of the things that you think that we should be doing or talking about, segments you have ideas for, whatever. Because we want to give the people what they want. Or our version of that, whatever our interpretation of what we think
Yeah, it
you
might
want.
be horrendously off. But
Absolutely. But we'll like it, and that's all that matters.
Like everyone else, I was excited that Bubba, Matt, and Kate got to celebrate their 200th episode together. I celebrated with them, like all of us did. Later in the week, however, I was given a task where I had to swap out old code for new code on every podcast page, and I noticed right away that there's no episode 111 of Free Play. And I thought maybe it was a fluke, but it wasn't in the feed or on the website. It didn't exist. Not too long after that, I found there was no 90 either. But again, two mistakes can happen. Then I started to find whole swaths of episode numbers missing. All in all, there were 7 episodes that just don't exist. No trace anywhere. I don't know where they went, or if they ever existed. But the bottom line is, there's no proof that they've been together for 200 episodes. I don't know what they're hiding, but this needed to be made known.
Did you guys know, real quick,
I'm
that
listening.
we are like pretty far off from our 200th episode, and this probably is not even episode 156.
Where are you going
What?
with this?
What?
Did you know that?
No.
What are you talking about?
So Coker went through, Radio Matt went through the website, and we're transitioning all of our stuff over to another
Gosh, would
podcast
you leave
host.
us alone?
So all of our podcasts, all of them, I'm just gonna pull it up real quick for a
You're
posterity's
saying
sake
Matt
here.
counted wrong.
No, I didn't count wrong.
Guessed wrong. How about that? Just guessed wrong. Something happened, and of course, I'm not going to assume any responsibility for this. I think it was somebody else's fault.
Okay, so
But-
it might have been yours.
He wrote this in our Discord. He said, "Bruz, I'm going back through free play episodes, and there's no episode 111, no episode 90 on either the website or the RSS feed.
No,
Did
we
you just
did-
skip those? Hold
we-
on. Hold on. I bet you thought that was all he was going to say. But wait, there's more. There's also no number 32, 33, 34, or 35.
I'm gonna assume that those were probably the episodes that Kate and I did, and we struck them from the record.
No,
dare
maybe,
you.
but they would have been there.
No,
I don't know. I'm not saying that Coker is giving incorrect information.
All right,
because
hold on,
he
let's-
did all this stuff. I would most likely
Odds
say
are-
that Matt had something to do with like
Not me.
the number.
All right, let's see. Well, I can only get back to season 4. Thanks so
So
much.
we had a party for nothing. So what?
No,
we had
no,
the
no.
best
Well, we-
party ever in the world.
Here's the thing. The title of the episode, our last episode was episode
200-ish.
200-ish.
Because we didn't know for sure.
Ish. We kind of did it. Ish.
We had an episode.
Close
What are you talking
enough.
No, yeah, we absolutely did an episode. But as far as what it was supposed to be, it's a lot like Christmas. We're celebrating the birth of Jesus in a time frame when it absolutely did not happen. You know?
Whoa.
But we just
about? Well,
smile
what are we gonna do now?
and we sing happy
Nothing.
birthday
We
to
just
Jesus.
keep moving on.
Well, it looks like in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more episodes, we get to have another 200.
I don't want another.
Yes,
party.
yes. Now we're talking.
It's like birthday month.
No,
you just keep celebrating.
I really think that you said 30, 33, 34, 35,
32, 33, 34, 35.
How come I didn't see these
90 and
these
111.
messages?
Okay, let's just go for like 90. Let's just start with 90 and like work our way to it, okay?
This is peak podcast content.
90.
Like 100% it is. Fact of the matter is hey, they said it. They said it right here in the chat. If you're live with us on twitch.tv/lovethynerd each and every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, math is hard. It's difficult. I was sitting there talking to my son. This is me doing filler while Kate and Matt are trying to verify what I've said.
Wrong
I was just trying to figure out why I didn't see the messages from Radio Matt, because otherwise I would have been prepared for this moment, but I didn't see them, and now we're here.
Got to check them.
Sorry, keep going.
I was talking with my son. Well, actually, I was talking with Anna, my wife, and she said that the way that my son is having to learn long division is bananas crazy. Because what they're doing is they're making you guess how many times a number will go into a number. And then once you've guessed and got close, then you actually figure it out. And so it ends up making you do it the correct way after you've guessed. And so I guess there is merit to that in some way, shape, or form. But at the same time, I told her, I don't think that I could do long division at all. The way I do long division is on a calculator. And sometimes I even do it wrong there because I put the numbers in the wrong order.
I want to just go back to these missing episodes. Now, I'm thinking about it here. I really do think that those 4 episodes were the ones that Kate and I did together, and we did about 4 together. Episode 90 is when we recorded.
But then where did it go, Matt? Why would you and I don't know how to delete it.
I can't explain that. That's not my responsibility after I've already talked about it. Episode 90 was one that we did, but the audio messed up on so bad and we didn't get it out on time. We just said it was a hidden episode, secret episode. It's probably out there on one of our computers somewhere. I was going to look for it a little bit. The other one, I'm not sure about that one. That could be the same way, but it's tough to say.
I don't have anything to add to this. I just accept the situation.
I just don't know where all the other episodes went. Like I can only go back to season 4 in my files.
I think what happened is we straight goofed.
Well,
I think that's what happened.
Ooh, we?
Yeah, not we. Not.
Oh, I need a little help here. You guys got
we.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. No, if it's back in the 30s, it's this guy. Like it's me for sure, 100%.
You said 90 and what number? 100?
111.
111.
Honestly, anything could have happened. It could have been literally anything.
Hey, here's the thing. I think we just also made liars out of anybody who said that they've listened to every episode of the Free Play Podcast.
Because you can't. Boom, roasted.
Yeah, you got to live with integrity, people. Like that's what we really need from everybody.
Yeah, this was a life lesson for you all, so I hope you learned something.
Yeah, the life lesson is don't ask me to count jack or squat.
Well, we said ish. That's always what this narrative will land back when we said 200-ish, 200-ish. There's no definition of how much ish is exactly.
Well, it should make everybody feel a lot better that we have somebody taking care of all that actually can do simple addition.
Yeah, shout out to Coker that he noticed something was missing. Shout out to Coker. I'm so happy that you know things that we don't, like counting in order.
That's fair. There is an episode 99.5. That's true.
That's
Make up for it. Okay.
I like that one.
I think it makes up for all of them.
I think the 0.5 covers
Won't
loads
stop
of
until
it.
I find episode 90.
All right. Well, you can search for that.
Yep,
and
see you later, Matt.
We're looking back in reports. It's like they're absolutely the episode's missing. Like it's 89, 91.
I probably have it on my computer somewhere. If I find it, I'll give it to Coker and we'll post it.
No, it depends what it is. Maybe there's a reason why it was missing.
You have to, because like we're gonna have a week coming up where we're not gonna have an episode. Like we won't all be together.
Yeah, and we'll say, "Hey, nerds, it's us. Welcome to episode 90 of the Free Play Podcast." After our 200th
we just record
party,
in episode 90. We just try to remember what we were doing back then. Okay.
Oh, just like make it up. Like go back and look at what the date would have been.
I love Red Dead or whatever.
We'll just get back into like the Wayback Machine.
Yeah.
Just Google headlines and stuff. Oh, this is good content.
Hey guys, you'll never guess what my chickens did today.
I think your chickens were Did your chicken have? Was that when your chicken had the infection, the egg laying infection?
No, that was too far back.
Maybe.
Too far back. Okay.
I don't know.
that
I don't
wasn't
want to
far back
revisit
enough.
that. It was very
I
sad.
don't know.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think,
how dare you? How dare you bring up her infection?
Hey, MDB, real quick. The computer does all that. He's like, hey, do I trust Bubba with my donations? We know how he and Matt
Probably
can't count.
not.
I don't do anything with that. The computer does it.
No, I
The
feel
computer-
fine. I count fine.
Computer's really good at math.
Just to be completely like transparent here,
Oh,
I
well, now-
have nothing to do with the numbering. I just type my stuff into what's there. I only show up.
Matt never
I
even
drink
goes
my
back
coffee.
and listens.
I don't even listen to them. Like
Nothing.
you're getting what you get here.
Which is so funny then that you made such a big push for the numbering of the episodes when it has nothing to do. And you just admitted it
Matt.
has nothing to do with you.
No, it has
Dare
everything to do with me.
How
dare you.
I don't get a lot of other things in this podcast, so that's not one thing I wanted. That's the one thing I wanted.